Very good morning to all the listeners and the audience members of Kolkata Calling and our Hello Kolkata podcast. Today is Sunday, and Shejono, we are back with another fresh episode of Hello Kolkata podcast series. We started this podcast early last year, and we did quite a number of episodes with some very, very special guests from the Kolkata ecosystem. Towards the end of the year, we took a small break, but this year again, we restarted the Hello Kolkata podcast. We have some amazing guests today that I would be introducing very shortly. Before I do that, what I used to do in the last edition of Hello Kolkata podcast was just a quick overview of what's been happening in Kolkata in the past week from our lens, right? And there have been some great news. We have some great news to share about our guests and their venture as well, which I'll let them do the honors. We got great news of Kolkata-based space tech startup Shishir Radar, which raised funding to offer imaging solutions. And many congratulations to the entire team, Dr. Tapan Mishra, Soumya Mishra, and Urmi Mishra. Many congratulations to all three of you for this great news. Um, on other front, we had some good news around the heritage of Kolkata. The yellow taxis, as you know, were supposed to be sunset, but they have got a hybrid makeover. So now you have hybrid yellow taxis, which is based on the Suzuki Wagon-R model. So you will still see the familiar yellow taxis plying on the roads of Kolkata. Obviously, you will miss the iconic ambassadors, but we'll still have the yellow taxis in Kolkata. So many kudos to the Heritage Mobility Cabs project, which made this possible. And thanks to Rohit Shaw for sharing this great news with us. Um, we also had some good news and upcoming announcements around the East West Metro, which is supposed to commence its full operations by Poila Boishak. So we are all eagerly awaiting that and hope this comes to fulfillment and will help a huge number of commuters every day. Um, we also shared some great story around Reliance Retail's new warehouse for distribution and automation that has been built. This is coming up very close to Kolkata with many advanced facilities in partnership with Reliance Retail and Adverb. So we talked about that as well. And I'm sure this will create not only a great ecosystem, but also create many jobs. And on the IT front, Cognizant reopened its Sector 5 campus, the revamped version of it. The pictures came to us. They are looking amazing. So many congratulations to the entire Cognizant team as well. So with all of that good news out of the way, let's come to our special guests today. We have two very enterprising entrepreneurial gentlemen, and we'd like to introduce them first before I bring them on to the main stage. So today we have Qudir Ansari, who is the co-founder and COO of DiagnoEasy Health Tech. Qudir is also the co-founder, also the founder and CEO of Sigilo Tech. We'll talk about both his ventures. And we also have Shubhendu Abhishek, who is the co-founder of DiagnoEasy Health Tech. So both of them together are co-founders of DiagnoEasy Health Tech, and they are joining us. Before I bring Qudir and Shubhendu onto the main stage, a very quick intro about each of them. Qudir is the founder and CEO of Sigilo Tech, which is an innovative AI-based IT company which provides cutting-edge services to great companies around the world. He's also the co-founder of DiagnoEasy Health Tech, which is a pioneering healthcare platform committed to making quality healthcare accessible and affordable. Beyond his ventures, Qudir is also dedicated to fostering entrepreneurship in the Kolkata ecosystem. He's been an angel investor, a mentor, and he has guided many companies and many startups through his advice as well as his investments. Shubhendu Abhishek is the other co-founder of DiagnoEasy Health Tech, which is revolutionizing home healthcare. Shubhendu has a very interesting, start of his career. He started his career as a sailor, mastering operations on LNG carriers before finding his way into business. He has got prior experience with Berger Paints, Kantar, and he honed his skills in sales, data analysis, and consumer insights. He's an entrepreneur with a vision and a mission to drive impact and innovation. He's passionate about leveraging technology that democratizes healthcare to create lasting social change. And we'll hear a ton of those stories of making social impact at an individual level through DiagnoEasy Health Tech. And there is a great news about DiagnoEasy, which I'll let Shubhendu and Kadir talk about once they are on the platform. So with that, let me add Shubhendu and Kadir. Hi, both of you. Thank you so much for
Hi.
joining Hello Kolkata. Great to have both of you.
Likewise, thank you very much for inviting us
Thank
to
you
your
for inviting
platform.
us.
Thank you so much. Gentlemen, I know there is some good news, whether you want to share the good news at the very start or you want to come to that section later, completely up to you.
So, Kadir, do you want to do this?
Yes, probably. We have raised a fund of INR 5 million. So we will be using this fund for AI innovation and operation and marketing. So we have raised from very renowned investors across Calcutta, and even after raising this fund, we have a pipeline of funding, going further from many big investors. So that is the good part, that people are showing faith on us,
Hmm.
and the backlog of funding is at this moment is completely full. So right now
Yeah.
we are focusing on
Wow.
growth for next 1.5 year. We will be totally looking forward that how we can grow across West Bengal and outside of West Bengal. So that is where we are currently. So when do you want to add anything to this?
So, I think you have covered most of the base points. So, like Kadir said, that it's a very good thing for us that after being in operations for more than 26 months, our investors they have shown faith in us, and they are renowned personalities from Kolkata. And some of them, the good thing is that some of them we have actually served in the past. So they got to experience our services first. They believed in us, and that is why
Mhm.
they brought even more investors with us to our company. And
Yeah.
going forward, we definitely have focus to introduce AI, particularly for preventive healthcare. We want to work in that direction, which will make healthcare even more affordable for people, will reduce the burden on their pocket when it comes to out of pocket expenditure on healthcare due to medical emergencies.
No, I think this is great news, and many congratulations to both of you and the entire team at DiagnoEasy. I think the reason I was prompting you to open with this big news and announcement of raising the funding is because I think with the Kolkata ecosystem, this kind of news is not very common. If you're in the Bangalore, Hyderabad, NCR ecosystem, every other day you would hear some company raising some funds. But in the Kolkata ecosystem, it's very rare, and we should celebrate those, and so that we can inspire more investors and more entrepreneurs to take that faith in the ecosystem. So many congratulations. We'll talk more about all the behind the scenes, how the funding came about, how difficult it was, and the plans for growth that you mentioned. So before we get into DiagnoEasy and obviously Kadir with you, Sigilo Tech as well, a little bit about the individuals we would like to know. So, we know you as the founders and co-founders of your respective companies, but if you could give a little bit background about your early days, early journey, and then how did you eventually find your way into entrepreneurship? So either Shubhendu or Kadir, one of you can start.
Sure. So my schooling has been done. Like I'm basically from Bandel, Hooghly. So my schooling and college, everything has happened across Hooghly only. So when I have studied my engineering in the fourth year, I was from a college where the campusing was not as such. So this triggered me that if I want to get any campusing or recruitment, I have to do on my own. So you will not believe, when I passed out, I had three placement offers at that time, and fortunately, one of the offers were from Calcutta. So again, I got some opportunity in this state itself. So I joined TCS at that time. But after working 3 years, when I looked for growth, I was looking for growth in and across some companies in Calcutta, but I found very little opportunity. And after that, I got an opportunity from Infosys Bangalore. uh, I was very reluctant to go, but at that time I don't have any options when I'm looking at growth, because TCS is considered as a government company. So once you are into TCS, you will be probably out as a retired person. That was
Yeah, you'll
generally
there for
that
life. Yes, yes.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that was a general conviction that time. But I took a bold step. I went outside of Bengal. I went to Bangalore, and there I saw that what actually growth is. If you are ready to work, if you are ready to get committed to your company, and they will be doing anything for you. So very very soon I got an opportunity to work one of our biggest client, which was British Petroleum in London. So I went there. I saw again a rapid growth in London, because again they identify your talent, and you get right sort of technologies, opportunities, positions, and roles. So then and there I understood the business. I used to deal with most of the clients over there, in and out of my project. So apart from working in my project, I was also working on a couple of other projects which excited me at that time, which had AI and other stuff. I'm talking about something in 2017-18, when very few people knew about AI.
Yeah.
So, but the only one thing which was bothering me, that everything is fine, the growth is fine, money, fame, and everything, but how about, can't I get the same thing with my people out in Calcutta? Can't I go
Hmm.
back and enjoy the same thing, with my family? Because it was almost close to 4 years I was out of, I was first time out of my family house and everything. So somewhere when I was sitting near to the London Bridge, I was thinking about it, that how I can go back and probably serve back to Calcutta, and enjoy the same, opportunity there. But it was not that much there. But in the COVID, it gave me an opportunity to return back to India, and everything was work from home. So they allowed me to go back to Calcutta and work from there for a couple of months. When I came back here, when I was working from home for the same company, I was thinking, though, I am getting a bit little what I was expecting at that time, right? So working for the same company, same growth, and with family. And then and there, I decided to start my own company out of here, so that I can utilize that opportunity that God has given us. So I started
Sure.
my company, IT company, and within 6 months we are doing very good. So we went from 1 to 10 people in 6 months, and we were experiencing that growth.
Yeah.
After that, I thought that okay, I did something, like I left the job 6 months earlier. After that, I said that growth is fine. I'm doing it for myself. What I can bring for others, there could
Hmm.
be hundred thousands of Qadir like me across the globe who wanted to
Yeah.
return back to Calcutta and live happily with their family. So what can I do for that? One was that I was generating employment, but again that number was very less. So what I thought, that let's mentor other companies, let meet with other founders across the Calcutta, try to give them mentorship, try to give them some funds so that they can take that bold step initially. So
Wow.
if you are aware that we formed a group of Calcutta entrepreneurship, and the second Calcutta entrepreneurship meet was at my office, which was in Park Street, Calcutta. 27 people attended that. And first time I found that there are a bunch of people who want to take that step, or who have already started. So you'll be very happy to hear that now when we have that Calcutta entrepreneurship meet or Bengal entrepreneurship meet, more than 100 people join that meet. So at that time, I met Shubhendu over there on our second meet, and I like their vision. So I funded a bit in their company, and I wanted to give more than funding to their company. My strategic decision and the growth part which I brought for my company, and all the resources which I had, and I can help them. So
Yeah.
from there, I joined DiagnoEasy as a co-founder and an investor. And from there, we made a very significant growth. I'm talking about more than 1.5 year back. We made a very significant growth in DiagnoEasy, and I also helped them to raise further funds. And I'm very happy that we have got 40% of return and referral customers over there. So
Wow.
that itself talk about the brand. And if you go to the
Yeah.
Google reviews, we have got more than close to 200 generic reviews there, and the review itself talk about the services which we have given there.
Yeah.
So if you know that in medical companies you can make a lot of money, but our primary focus was services. You give a very
Hmm.
good services, and then it became a word of mouth. So people started referring their people who were at needs at that time.
Yeah, and I
Coming
think
back to
Kadir,
yeah,
I'll come to DiagnoEasy's services. I just want
yeah,
to also bring in Shubhendu here because the entrepreneurship ecosystem that you refer to, that is where both of you eventually
Right.
met.
met, yeah,
And is this
yeah,
the something that the is it the BEE or is it a different?
Yeah, it's the B group.
Oh, it's a BE
yes,
group.
yes,
Okay,
yes,
yeah. So we've had
yeah.
Arun
It's a
come
big
in
group,
from
yes,
BE as well
Right.
on a
uh,
podcast earlier. So yes,
yeah,
fantastic work that they're
yeah,
doing. Shubhendu, a little bit about taking you a little back. Kadir told his story about starting in Kolkata, but then going outside, wanting to come back, because he wanted to contribute to the ecosystem and also build his career and business here. What was your story like? Because I read somewhere that you also had a sort of a long journey into entrepreneurship. So would love to hear that as well.
So I come from a very small city, a small town of Bihar called Sitamarhi. It's near Nepal
Hmm.
border.
Hmm.
And over there, if you are even a little bit good in study, so either you go for IIT or medical, or you go for
Sure.
UPSC.
Yeah.
So my idea was very clear that I do not want to do UPSC. I was good in maths and science, so naturally I went for IIT. And once you are completing your class 12, thereafter the facilities were not as good as we wanted it to be in Sitamarhi. So I had to move out of my hometown. I went to Bokaro, did my class 12 from there. Then I took a drop for 1 year. I started preparing for IIT. I
Yeah.
cleared IIT and I got to join Marine Engineering College in Taratala through IIT only. So after completing my BTech degree, I sailed for nearly 4 years in different shipping companies.
Hmm.
I was working as a marine operations engineer for LNG ships, that is liquefied natural gas. But while working over there, I realized a couple of things that even though your ships are changing, the machineries are more or less same, people are more or less same. So the
Hmm.
exposure that you wanted to get from life, you were not actually getting there. The
Sure.
challenges that you wanted there in order to grow
Hmm.
professionally and personally, that were not available over there. So at that point of time, I decided to hang my shipping boots and go for my MBA. I signed off from my ship and I started preparing for CAT. I got into Mica, Ahmedabad,
Hmm.
completed my MBA in marketing from there. Thereafter, I
Wonderful.
worked with Berger Paints as a for this thing my internship, and I worked with Kantar IM RB as a senior quantitative research manager. So while I was doing my MBA, my wife, Dr. Sritama Sarkar, she's also a co-founder in the company. She could not join us today because she has her hospital.
Hmm.
So that time only COVID struck in 2020-21, and we thought that we actually saw the condition of the patients. We realized that how difficult it is, particularly for senior citizens, to get good healthcare services at home. People
Surely.
were scared to go out of their home, and that was not something new. She actually told me that senior citizens are mostly scared of medical facilities like hospitals, nursing homes, and
Hmm.
all.
Yeah.
But when it comes to reliable healthcare solutions at home, there was actually a gap in the market. There were a few hospitals who were providing services like that, but they were catering to their customers only, plus the services were at a very premium cost.
Hmm.
So I decided to leave Kantar. We started DiagnoEasy, and in the very initial stage of the company, I got to meet Kadir.
Hmm.
Kadir liked the idea, what we wanted to do, loved our vision, and we liked what Kadir wanted to do with DiagnoEasy, and that is why Kadir joined us as an investor, as a co-founder.
Yeah.
And thereafter, we have grown very well in the company. We have been providing different services with our company, and one good news is that I wanted to share it through your platform only. That
Please.
we have recently acquired an ambulance company in South Kolkata. So that will
Wow.
be apart from the revenue and profit thing, we will be using those ambulance services for branding as well as cross selling our other services. Like the patient who are getting discharged from hospital, we will be selling home care services to them. So that is the whole idea. Our vision is very clear, and going forward, we want to work very well in this direction.
Wonderful. I think and it's great to see the the commitment to taking that leap of faith. I mean, obviously, both of you started in a very, I would say, yes, in sailing, and in Kadir joining TCS, sort of took what most of the generation, our generation, would have taken in the 2010s. But then obviously, whether it's frustration from the current work, whether it's wanting to do something different, taking that leap of faith, I think is what most of us are not able to do. uh, Now, probably I'll dive a little deep into, because we got a question as well, and Kadir, you responded. uh, Tell us a little bit about the range and nature of the DiagnoEasy health tech's services offerings. What is it that you do? Who are your target customers, target
Customer.
market, and how are you differentiating yourself from any other player in the space? So either Kadir or Shubhendu, please.
So I will start first and then Kadir can join me. So when you look at healthcare services at home,
Hmm.
there can be some emergency medical service as well as non-emergency medical services. Now, what we are doing, our core service is that we provide doctors at your home. We have a panel of more than 110 doctors with us right now in and around the city. We are also present in suburbs like Barakpur, Barasat, Havra as well. And we have a panel of more than 110 doctors, right from general physicians to orthopedic surgeon to gynecologists, ENT, pediatricians, critical medicine and all. The median experience is of 10 years. So what we are doing is that we are providing doctors at your home. At most of the locations, we can send a doctor within 45 minutes, a general physician. So when a doctor goes at your home, you might be needing help with tests. We provide tests at your home, blood tests, X-ray, ECG. Then you might be needing some medical procedure at your home. For example, if you are dehydrated in summer and you need a basic IV saline, or somebody's parent is not able to take food orally, so you need to put a Ryle's tube. So we do provide all these medical procedures at your home. Even blood transfusion at home is done in a very safe kind of a manner. So all these medical procedures are done with the help of ICU technologists and senior doctors. So thereafter, if the doctor goes to your home, he might recommend you physiotherapy. You might need help with physiotherapist, so we provide physiotherapists at your home. If your condition is very serious, then we
Hmm.
advise you you do not wait for a doctor. You immediately go to a hospital. In that case, we serve you with an ambulance. We do have hospital tie-ups with very premium hospitals of Kolkata, good hospitals like Charnock, ILS, Manipal, Peerless, a few good nursing homes like Samaritan and all.
Hmm.
So with all these tie-ups, if one of our patient needs emergency admission, we make arrangements that the ambulance is at his doorstep within 10 to 12 minutes. The hospital is notified in advance that what is the condition of the patient, which insurance is the patient having and all, so that the admission process becomes very smooth and very easy for the patient. We try to
Okay.
focus on the
Hmm.
fact that the golden period, that golden hour should not be lost.
Hmm.
Thereafter, if the patient is discharged from hospital and you need some post hospital discharge medical care at home, for example, you need a cardiac monitor, oxygen, nursing services, a complete ICU setup at home, although I do not like to use the term ICU setup, we like to call it a critical care setup at home. So we
Hmm.
do it at your home. We provide you
Hmm.
with all these medical equipment, nursing services, and everything. So it's a complete medical ecosystem that we have created, and we are working in the pre as well as post hospitalization care at home.
Hmm.
And like I was telling you, that going forward, we want to work on AI in preventive healthcare. We are already working on that, and we are hoping, Kadir, if I'm not wrong, it should be there in on the floor in next 4 to 5 months.
Yes, or earlier than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think this is a great, I would say, what's a description of how DiagnoEasy is changing the landscape. Couple of questions, just out of my curiosity. One would be probably for Kadir here. What about Shubhendu and his wife's vision with DiagnoEasy attracted you enough to not just make an investment but also become a co-founder in this venture?
So basically, I come from a very humble background. I'm looking for people who is having the same frequency. So I
Hmm.
found, first of all, the frequency match between me and Suvendu and her wife. regarding
Mm.
the vision of the company, that we don't want to make money, rather than we want to serve the society. So my whole idea in my life is that we have been very privileged enough to get education, right? In India, good education is still very less. So once I get a good education, I have settled with a very good whatever opportunity I've got, how best I can give back to the society. So all the time these two ideas come to my mind. One is you can give back as a teacher to the society, you educate more and more people who can become like you, or you provide employment and services to the society. So the
Sure.
first part I've already done when I was in my fourth year of my college, and when I passed out my Madhyamik class 10. I used to teach a lot of people like who were needy at that time and doesn't have money at that time. So I have taught more than 100 people, across, when I passed out from my college. And then after going to corporate, that time becomes very less, to give or dedicate to other people. So I took my time. I got technically independent, and then I thought to establish something where I can again give back to the society in terms of employer.
Mm.
Okay, so that is somewhere employer and then services to the society. So employment was done. Now giving back to services could nothing noble can be as to save someone's life. So that is
Sure.
what we are doing in DiagnoEasy. So I will give you an example. In the past, it was a case of close to 4 5 months now. A person called at midnight around 1 5 a.m. Okay, for a medical emergency for his uncle. Our ambulance reached there by say 11, sorry, 1:30 at midnight. Within 20 to 25 minutes, our ambulance reached. Our doctor checked that patient, and we found that he is having some sort of chest pain, which was very emergency in nature. So we took them to one of our tied up hospital, and he was there in a hospital by say 1:45 or 1:50. So within this 1 hour of journey, we went to their house, we diagnosed the patient, we shifted to hospital, and we done all the setups while we were moving from home to hospital, and the doctors and everything was informed. The doctor checked that patient then and there when he got admitted to the hospital, and within 15 20 minutes he said that if he would have delayed even by 5 10 minutes, he
Yeah.
could have reported a cardiac arrest.
Mm.
Okay, so basically within this 1 1.5 hour, we were able to save someone's life, and this is something the vision is aligned with us. Like we want to impact more and more lives. We want to
Mm.
help people more and more life, because see, in COVID, what happened? Even though we have a medical structure in place, but the
Yeah.
sudden increase of the patients, you have seen patient lying outside of the hospital,
Yeah.
which could have easily treated at home, right?
Yeah.
So that is where we saw that there is a gap in the society, there is a gap in the system where that can be fulfilled using a home healthcare services.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that has attracted, and we are all through that vision of DiagnoEasy, that we want to impact more and more lives. We want to save more and
Yeah.
more lives. We want to give affordable medical services at home, because once you get admitted to hospital, you know that your bill is not going to be below lakhs.
Mm.
The
Mm-hmm.
same thing, few things which can be done at home,
Yeah.
it can be done. It can be done within thousands. So affordable healthcare system is our vision, and
Yeah.
impacting more and more lives is our vision. So that is where
Yeah.
we align to our co-founders.
Wonderful.
We
No,
very often
please
get cases
continue.
from people who have been admitted in some hospital for surgeries and all, and their bill climbs down to let's say 5 lakh or 6 lakh within 6 7 days period in any corporate hospital. The insurance gets exhausted. So what after surgery? Well, for example, if you need some sort of antibiotic or something at, you cannot stay in the hospital. Your hospital daily bill is going to be more than 40 50,000, and you need to pay from your pocket only. In
Mm-hmm.
that case, mostly patients' family they prefer to, okay, I'll bring the patient to home. The home healthcare is going to be a much cheaper alternative as well as a very
Yeah.
good alternative. And this is where we come into picture with them.
Yeah. And I think it's a great that this kind of impact is being
Yeah.
felt by your patients and their families. I have a couple of questions, and again, as you rightly mentioned, Kadir and Shubhendu, that healthcare is very expensive. Like not just in India, Kolkata, across the world, right? Because quality healthcare is obviously very for the privileged few. Um, Now, breaking into that ecosystem where obviously profits are being made from patients, right? Because life is
Mm.
precious, and tons of profits are being made. And as you rightly mentioned, you get admitted into any well-known hospital in Kolkata or anywhere today, the daily bill is anywhere between 50,000, 1 lakh, sometimes more, depending on
Right.
how many tests they run, what kind of medicines they are providing. Getting into that ecosystem, which is already geared up for profit making to such an extent, but you'll also have to partner with these hospitals, partner with the doctors who are a key player in the whole ecosystem. Um, did you face any challenges when you came up with your offering or your services, saying, no, we will do it at an affordable cost? Now, if you're doing it at an affordable cost, you're obviously getting a bigger share of the market, but you are also probably treating a lot of patients at home who would have gone to the hospitals and paid bills. So there could be a certain conflict of interest with your partnerships with hospitals, with doctors. How did you approach those challenges?
So for the doctors, when we started the company, it was initially the contacts, the mutual contacts. For example, Dr. Shritama, she
Hmm.
onboarded few of her known doctors, and thereafter, once the doctor realized that the value we are actually creating in the society, so
Hmm.
we explained it to them that you should have a very long-term vision. That our vision should not be that we are a profit crunching machine and we
Hmm.
need to make profit from each and every patient. That should not be our vision. But once you treat a patient very properly, the patient recovers in time, and that too
Yeah.
at a very affordable rate. The
Yeah.
word of mouth or the publicity that you gain from there is very important. In that case, even the doctor's brand value is created very easily.
Sure.
So in medical, that brand value is very important. Like for example, there could be, let's say, hundreds of orthopedic surgeons in the city, but
Yeah.
somebody if he has to go for a shoulder replacement or a knee replacement surgery, they will look for some two, three top orthopedic surgeons.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that all other orthopedic surgeons are bad. So
Mm.
what we were doing is that we were giving opportunities to this other good orthopedic surgeons before onboarding any doctor. We do a very thorough background check as well as technical check and everything. So these doctors, they are good. We give them the opportunity to create a brand for themselves.
Sure.
Right. So it was easier with the doctors. Then the snowballing happened, and a lot of other doctors, they approached us by themselves. That okay, we have heard good things about your company, and they joined
Mm.
us because we were not exploiting the patients. Right.
Mm.
And regarding the hospitals, the idea was very simple that we are a home healthcare company. Some of our
Mm.
patients, they cannot be treated at home. If the
Sure.
condition goes down south and it cannot be treated at home, we'll bring the patient to your hospital. And the hospitals, they are very aware of the environment that is already in the market. That okay, patients, they are not ready to pay that much amount in the hospitals, or they need certain post hospitalization care at home. And
Mhm.
if there is a good company which is taking care of these patients, which is reliable in nature, so it works very well for the hospital as well. For
Sure.
example, there are few very senior doctors in Kolkata who have
Mm.
their private practice, private chambers right now, and
Sure.
they do get calls from their patients and their acquaintances for home visit. Now, a
Yeah.
doctor with 30, 40 years of experience who is 60, 70-year old, he cannot do home visit or emergency home visit. So these doctors, they have tied up with us that whenever a medical service is required at home for our
Mm.
patients, you will provide that because they trust in us, they trust in our services. That okay,
Sure.
we are not going to exploit their patients.
Yeah.
So that has been the whole idea that we do not need to exploit any patient. We do not need to overcharge any patient. If the patient is treated well, if he is happy, then he will automatically bring more patients through word of mouth to us. In service industry, a person will forget that what was your name, what was your price and everything, but he will never forget the kind of service that he was delivered. So that
Mm.
is our main focus, the kind of service that we are delivering to the people.
Wonderful. Kadir?
Most of the topics have been covered by Suventu. So exactly, it's all about the services which we are offering to people. As I said earlier, that 40% are returns and referrals.
Mm-hmm.
So we have been focusing right from the beginning to the service part. A lot of people say that this model can be copied, but they don't understand that before starting this company, we have worked more than 2 years in creating our USP. So what is our
Mm-hmm.
USP? USP is getting onboarded the right sort of doctors with
Yeah.
the intention to serve people, to serve the society. So I'm very proud to say that now we have a team of more than 100 doctors working on the background. So to get this, it has taken, two years before and 1.5 years of operation. So more than 3.5 years. And this model is not that easy to copy. Even, a lot of players have tried, but they have
Yeah.
failed because of their services. So we don't want to compromise on the services part. And, expansion is something which will happen if you are providing a very good services.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
my take on it.
No, and Kadir, on that, since this is service, what I want to come to next is the fundraising, because when it's service, investors are typically a little hesitant that, oh, how will you scale? If it's a product, sure, you can scale very quickly. So just want to understand a little bit, because we started this podcast with the announcement of you raising funds, and then more plans to raise in the future. You said your pipeline is almost full. Take us a little bit through that journey, how you became yourself an investor and co-founder, but uh, when you went about convincing others, right, other investors buy in into investing in your vision for DiagnoEasy, how easy or how difficult was it, and what are the plans to grow in a services sector? It's not a product that you scale through technology. It's obviously you will use technology in your services, but how do you scale the services business with the influx of funds in terms of growth, other geographies, other offerings? What is the plan?
See, unlike the other service providers, we don't have much, capex involved when we are starting or expanding it. So, in
Hmm.
terms of expansion or scalability, so we have started from Calcutta, then we have scaled to the other part of West Bengal, which was Howrah and Barakpur. Now we are planning to launch this in Durgapur. So we have been always an asset light model because we are not owning anything, right? Apart from the services of a doctor, we have tied up with a lot of vendors. So it's always an asset light model. And when you are having an asset light model and you don't have capex for expansion, the expansion becomes very easy, so you have to work on the ground. Obviously you have to build your operation teams and few other stuffs, but being an asset light model we can expand very quickly. It's all the operations times which will take. Other than that, there is no capex involved.
Okay. And in terms of investors building their confidence into your vision, how did you go about it?
It comes very naturally, right? Because we are serving towards a very solid vision. So, as
Mm-hmm.
Vendu said earlier, that our investors were customer first. So, that is the
Mm.
best thing to get a funding, that make your investor a customer first and let them come back to you. So, in many cases, we have not even asked our investor to invest. Rather, they have came and said that, "Are you looking for any sort of funding?" And it was not in this just funding round. Even before that, when we were fully equipped and we didn't want any funding, even that time, a lot of queries were coming for funding. But lastly, when we opened for funding, more than 50% people came from themselves, saying that, I want to contribute towards this vision. Money part second comes the second part, but they came that I want to, contribute to this novel vision. So can you take me along with this journey? So even considering the investors, we have only considered the ones who can provide some value to our business from different sectors, you know. So some are from education, some are from research, some are from different background. And
Sure.
as I said, that the next set of investments which we are talking about will be coming from a very big investors. And earlier we used to take funding as an angel investor. Now I think one investors will be self sufficient for us.
Wonderful, and many congratulations on that, and all the best. We will await that news. Uh, One question that also came through chat, and we want to understand that. So, what is the best way to avail of your services? Obviously, we want everybody to be healthy and hearty and fit,
Yeah.
but in case they are unwell, in case there is an emergency, they're in need of critical care, what is the best way to avail of DiagnoEasy services? And part two of the question, Devajyoti asked, is there some kind of an app that you can book the services through? Or if there is not, what is the plan? Shubhendu, Kadir, either of you.
Sure. So
Yes.
we
So
already, sure, Kadir.
yeah. So we have everything in place. We have an app in place. We have a website. We have a toll-free number, not toll-free number, but a helpline number. So basically, mostly this services is a sort of emergency. So people generally look for quick connection. So we get say 70% of our bookings through the helpline number. So Wendu will ping the helpline number in the comment now, and lot of booking comes from the website. Like 20 to 30% booking comes from our website. So there is a very easy booking page in our website where you just fill 2 3 fields, and our representative you will call you within say 1 minute. So that is the tag for us, 1 or 2 minutes. Definitely you will get a call from our customer care services. Apart from that, we have an app, but again, very few people, because your mobile becomes very clunky in this world where you have lot of apps. So we get
Yeah.
very little booking from there, but yeah, we have got an app in place and we are modernizing that app. So maybe in 1 or 2 3 months we will be having a full-fledged ecosystem of everything which we provide on our app itself. But right now, mostly the calls or the booking comes from the helpline number.
Wonderful. No, I'm just going to put that helpline number in the ticker as well,
Yeah.
so that people can keep it saved for any emergency at any time. Uh, Now, Kadir, I'll come to you. We've spoken about DiagnoEasy and the wonderful vision and mission that both Shubhendu and you together, and obviously with Dr. Sarkar, Shubhendu's wife, that you're fulfilling. You also have another engagement, another venture of Sigilo Tech, and which is more into providing services to tech giants. So two companies in the Kolkata entrepreneurial ecosystem, very rare to see. Uh, what is Sigilo Tech all about, and what is the plan for Sigilo Tech as well? If you can share with our viewers and listeners.
So Sigilotech is basically one point service provider for all your IT needs.
Hmm.
We generally develop product for big companies, enterprise level product for big companies.
Yeah.
So when I came to India, especially in Calcutta, I don't want it to become a company who will be providing social media engagement services or website development, because that space is very clunky.
Hmm.
So I wanted to start something on a very niche technologies, because being from an IT background, working at that time close to 9 10 years, I understood that there is always a demand in the market if you are studying the latest technologies, if you are studying into a very niche technology which is not open source. Okay, because
Yeah.
again you have to pay for subscription and very little people have that expertise or want to pay for that subscription. So when I started with automation services of Microsoft Stack. So it was like Office 365, Dynamics, CRM system. Also, we gain expertise. After that, yes, we are into website development, but mostly into enterprise level applications. So you want to have a customized application through web, we can build that. Through app, we can build that. And what I saw, the working culture of India and Europe, like as I spent 2 3 years in Europe, UK, in London, I saw that there is a massive gap in terms of working culture. So I want to
Mm-hmm.
bridge that. I wanted to bridge that in my company. So it has been more than 4 years, and we have never opened our company on Saturday Sunday. So
Hmm.
that is something which I have experienced outside, that however important the work is, if you are there, you don't need to work on weekends. You don't have to work even after office hours, but you have to work with very dedication when you are into your office hours. So
Hmm.
that was the major thing which I wanted to bring in Calcutta, because to be very frank and honest, what I have seen working in Calcutta for first 3 years, that people generally go to office to spend time, right?
Yeah.
So they will go into breaks, they will go into different
Yeah.
sort of small breaks, and that productivity level is very less. So
Yeah.
I wanted to ensure in my organization that whoever is working, you work 4 hours, with productivity, and everything will fall into place. You go home. So there is a office coming time in my company, but there is no going time. So you come at 10, 10, 5, 10, 15, and once you are done, whether it is 4 p.m., 3 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m., you can, you are allowed to leave office. Because I do believe that you know uh, there is a life after office.
Sure.
So you have got friends, families, and you need to dedicate that time to your friends and families, because the sudden shift from college to corporate, and if you are not handling well, then it becomes a different story. So those
Hmm.
things I incorporated in my company, and to be very honest, our attrition level is close to 90% less compared to the other companies in Calcutta. So, 1 out of 10 people only leaves our company. In last 4 years, we have close to 90% working still who has joined on the day one. And it's not only the candidates or employees, it's applicable to the customers as well. I'm very
Hmm.
happy to say the customers with which we have started is still a part of our company. So last 4 5 years we are continuously working with them. So that is some sort of achievement we have got in the IT, that our even customer retentions who have further funds to deliver or
Yeah.
give project to us is also close to 90%. If some of the clients have that pocket to continue working with us, they 90% in of those cases they are working with us. So we have achieved or made a balance between employee and client, that
Hmm.
we give best of our services and opportunities to all these people, so that they can feel that they are working at the second home. So we generally say that office is our second home, but we doesn't mean always, right? So I wanted to mean at that scenario, that when you are at office, you will feel like home, because a lot of people will be the same across your tenure when you're working there.
Yeah.
I don't change the place where they're working, because 2 years back we
Hmm.
were working in a rented place in the same building. Now we have our own office on the ninth floor, so even they
Sure.
don't have to change their office. So these are the small things which I tried in my organization, and it has worked quite well.
Wonderful. Now, gentlemen, I'll come next to the burning question about both of you are entrepreneurs from the Kolkata ecosystem, and as you rightly said, there is a big gap between other metros where entrepreneurship, startup culture has flourished. We have been slightly behind in that. Uh, Over the last few years of each of you, starting your companies and then obviously working together, what has been your experience in the Kolkata entrepreneurial ecosystem? You mentioned BE and other. You yourself, Kadir, are investor and mentor. You have had some investors and mentor come in and be part of your journey. Uh, there is a perception, and then there is the reality. So, would love to hear from both of you. What is the real thing? So, about the Kolkata entrepreneurial ecosystem, your honest take. Shubhendu, Kadir, either of you can start.
So when you speak about an ecosystem from a founder's perspective, for example, if I am running a company, then there are few things which needs to be in place for that ecosystem to exist. For example, if I'm into manufacturing or services, there should be a supply side, like my raw materials, my supply culture should be there. That working culture should be there. But with the advent of technology, or maybe the connectivity being so good, supply side is automatically taken care of in most of the cases. Now, as a founder, you are at a stage, you're starting your company, you need good mentors, incubators who will help you in starting your company. We do have
Sure.
some good mentors and incubators in Kolkata right now. When we
Mm.
started the company, we were incubated by Kolkata Ventures, and Mr. Velodoy, he was of a good help to us. He guided us through many practical situations and all. Then once you start going ahead, probably you start generating some revenue. There should be a good accelerator in picture. We do
Mhm,
lack that in the city right now.
mhm.
And then slowly as you move forward, you need help with angel investors, probably going for big rounds of VCs and all. VCs and all, they are not in the city right now. They're not. There is no big VC in picture right now, but you do have some good angel investors. So if
Hmm.
your business plan is good, if you are generating revenue, I mean, gone are those days when you were at an idea stage and you will get a funding. Right now, you have to
Sure.
generate some sort of traction in the market. There
Yeah.
should be some customer validation for your business plan. So once you are
Hmm.
at that stage with the help of your mentors, incubators, or accelerators, then you can go for angel investors, which are available in the city. There are good
Sure.
angel investors like Kadir himself. Kadir invested in a lot of companies, and we were
Yeah.
fortunate to meet Kadir because Kadir has already built a multi-crore company, the IT company that he owns, and he has invested into a few other companies. So he knows how to scale the companies with the help of automation and
Hmm.
minimum human intervention.
Sure.
So we were really fortunate to meet Kadir. There are multiple people like that who will help you company to who will help your company to bring it to the next stage. But
Yeah.
we do need a few more important players, like I talked about accelerators and all that should be in the city, which will help the founders to grow. But
Sure.
past 2 3 years, the culture has been very well. Like with B or other groups are there, where the founders are getting to know each other. They are meeting on weekends and all, and in that way, we are learning well from each other. And the ecosystem has been growing very well for the past 2 years at least.
Sure. Kadir, your thoughts?
So my thoughts is that you know, as rightly said that there are less opportunities in Calcutta, but that is what it is, right? It was not there, like whatever we have now, it was not there say 5 years before or 3 years
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
So it is the picture of Calcutta in terms of entrepreneurship. People taking more. This journey is increasing, and that will only happen if we see like-minded people around us, right? So
Yeah.
we have a lot of meet these days with our fellow entrepreneurs where we share each other's ideas, we get validations, where we, you know, share our journey and the different challenges which can come in and
Hmm.
around. So, so we are fortunate enough if we compare to other cities in India. But yeah, it's still lagging in terms of accelerators or VC. But you know, it's your business and you have to build. Like the world is, you know, now online, so you don't
Yeah.
have to be dependent on Calcutta or West Bengal. You can obviously expand your wings across India and outside of India,
Yeah.
but it's always to have a local support during your initial phase of growth and journey. So
Yeah.
fortunate enough that we have few, you know, groups or ecosystem which is going to help. So
Yeah.
that's my take, that and it will improve over a period of time if we find like-minded people again coming together and you know, helping each other and taking our companies outside of India also, right? Sorry, outside of Bengal also. So
Yeah.
definitely the expansion will happen and scaling will happen.
No, I think that's a fair assessment. So I think we've heard a couple of things from our past guests, and I think a lot of those resonate with what you're just saying. I think one of our early guests, who himself is a founder and been running a company for many years, he had said that Kolkata's business models are slightly different compared to, let's say, a Bangalore or a Hyderabad. And as Shubhendu was saying that, there was a time when you had an idea and millions would be given to you just to test that idea out, acquire customers. And then within a year, the company would disappear. It would close down. People would, they hire tremendously fast, they would fire tremendously, and they would shut down. I think over the last few years, I think that I would say frugality has taken place, where more on the sustainability of your business is considered, rather than how great your idea sounds on paper. So I think that has been a conscious shift, and in that, Kolkata has always had a history of building sustainable businesses, even if its scale is not at the level of Bangalore, Hyderabad, Mumbai, but it has always built sustainable business. So I think that's where this generation of entrepreneurs who are building sustainable businesses first, will be able to take this forward. The second thing, Kadir, what you mentioned again from a guest from the previous episode, uh, we keep comparing our city with Bangalore, Mumbai, Delhi. But what we should ideally do is compare with what Kolkata was 5 years ago, what was happening in Kolkata
True.
5 years ago, specifically talking about the entrepreneurial ecosystem and not getting into the other aspects because that could be potentially political. But purely from the entrepreneurial ecosystem aspect, what was there 10 years ago? Probably nothing. What was there 5 years ago? Something. And today, as you mentioned, there are so many vibrant communities, events happening, pitch meetings happening, and one of those, sort of led to this, serendipitous meeting between Kadir and Shubhendu, which brought DiagnoEasy to the forefront. So I think those things are happening. Those cross connections, pollinations of ideas are happening, and that's great to see. From our lens, like we are the audience, to see all of this happening is extremely heartening. And I think when we hear as criticism that startups cannot develop here, uh, our intent is to just bring more people like yours and your companies to the forefront to say that there are companies. So if you are talking based on perception, sure, you can say whatever you want. But if you're talking about facts, then this is the list of all the great companies that are being operated out of Kolkata, and they are doing really well. So many, I would say, best wishes to both of you as well as all the other
Thank you.
entrepreneurs and startup founders that are there in the ecosystem who are making us all proud. Before we close, Shubhendu and Kadir, uh, Shubhendu, you mentioned, you come from Bihar, but, you've made Kolkata your home. Kadir, you've traveled around, but obviously you had that Kolkata calling anyway. What is your vision for Kolkata over the next few years, whether it's specific to your enterprise or overall I would say the ecosystem as a whole? What are your vision or wish for Kolkata?
So Kolkata is a city of culture and heritage. So I would love to see Kolkata just be the way it is. Kolkata should be Kolkata. There is no need of another Bangalore. There is no need of another Hyderabad. There is no need of Kolkata to be another Mumbai. Kolkata can be just the way it is. Kolkata should always be Kolkata, and that is why I love Kolkata so much. And I decided to settle over here only.
Hmm.
In terms of
Wonderful.
growth,
Hmm.
people are coming in the field with a growth mindset, and it's the people of the city who will carry the city, the state on their shoulders. The GDP will increase, the growth will be there, but the root, the culture, the heritage should always be the way it is.
Wonderful. Thanks for that, Shubhendu. Kadir, your thoughts? I think
There is some. Okay.
Kadir's screen has frozen. Kadir, your thoughts on Kolkata? I think Kadir has frozen. I can see his movements. Kadir, can you
Yeah.
hear us? All right, I'm sure Kadir will be live with us very soon. But in the meantime, just wanted to thank Shubhendu and Kadir, and many congratulations to the DiagnoEasy team for the brilliant work that they are doing, making social impact as well as scaling their business. So many congratulations on the current round of funding as well as the upcoming ones. Kadir, if you're back, we were just
Yeah,
wanting to wrap up with your thoughts on Kolkata, and then we
sure,
can close the live stream.
sure. So my thought is basically, I have traveled across, India and outside. If I talk specifically about India, no state is as welcoming as West Bengal. Being an outsider, even I don't believe that I am an outsider because the love and the kindness I have seen in the Bengali culture, especially in this, state, we can't
Hmm.
match it we can't match it at any of the state. So even if I go back to my roots, I will be considered as an outsider. Like I've never visited my ancestral house and all, but still people on the ground they will say that he has came from a city. Okay, so
Hmm.
still I will be an outsider for them even if I go back to my roots. But when I'm in West Bengal, it's always I feel like that I am at home. The people are so welcoming. they are so generous that I literally want to give back to the state at whatever I can give. So whatever in my bandwidth, I would like to mentor few other people if they have got a very good ideas. I would like to invest in them. So anybody watching this podcast, if they have got very good ideas or they need any sort of suggestion and advice, please visit my LinkedIn profile, and you can always share your or exchange your ideas or message over there, and I would be more than happy to help them, especially the people of Calcutta and West Bengal.
Wonderful, wonderful. No, it's a pleasure listening to both of you today, and hope some young founders, entrepreneurs listening to you have been inspired, because I think it's about making that commitment, taking that leap of faith, and obviously finding the right people along the way. And there's so much impact that can be made. When you put your mind to it and you find a thing worth doing and devoting your life to. Qudir, Shubhendu, many congratulations. Wish you all the best for the journey. Thank you for joining us on this Sunday. Before we close, I just want to give a quick, update. You had heard from Kolkata Calling that we are working on bringing a virtual job fair to the Kolkata talent ecosystem. The registration for that is live. We already are getting tremendous response from candidates, and quite a few companies have already joined this movement, which we call Ghar Wapsi, to bring talent home, and so that they can work out of here. So spread the word, let people know, and there's a QR code on the screen. You can simply scan that, express your interest, and our team and the RecX team will be in touch with you for the virtual job fair. So with that, I think we will close today's session live stream. Again, many congratulations, Qudir, Shubhendu. If you have questions about DiagnoEasy, you can reach out to both of them. For Sigilo Tech, you can reach out to them. We've shared all the details. And for any entrepreneurial advice, investment advice, you can reach out to Qudir and Shubhendu on LinkedIn as well. With that, gentlemen, I'll let you go now. It's Sunday. So have a great Sunday, great week, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank
Have a
you,
good day.
everyone. Bye.
Bye.